Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the G Podcast 9+10. I'm your host, your Scorpion, or I'd like to be called a Scorp because, it's a short and, yes, cringe. It's been a very long time since the last podcast. We have a lot to catch up. But before any further ado, I'd like to introduce our guest for this episode. Starting off with a Brillium in a human costume, also known as Awsum Noob.
Hello, everybody. I'm Awsum Noob.
Next up is just Saow because he unfortunately lost his studio recently.
Yes, hello, I'm the studioless Saow. I'm the most powerful Gmod. Good afternoon.
Next up, we have the creator of a JC and a Poe Philosophy and co-creator of Magic Gay, Butane Boss.
Hi, I'm Miss Your Hair. I'm the creator of the Deus Ex Bitch Machinimas. I'm Butane Boss. I hope you're all doing well.
Thank you. And finally, we have the Polish booty, Erdamon.
You're not on the dance floor, you're on the G-Pod. Don't let my voice fool you, I can't sing for shit.
You guys
I can
know
swear
how
on the
It's
show,
all fun and
right?
games until someone makes a Miss Your Hair reference.
Ref or ends? Who would have thought?
Well, everybody in chat seems to appreciate you singing.
Well,
All right.
with the references anyway, so
Yeah.
start.
That was an awesome introduction. So, before we start, how is everybody doing tonight?
Well, thanks.
I am doing quite alright myself, thank you very much.
Yeah, feeling good.
I'm feeling fantastic. High on caffeine, but I'm feeling good.
I'm also feeling great. I'm just a tad nervous because this is my first time as a host. So if I stutter or don't know what to say, I apologize. It's my first time, but I'm feeling quite a way about this because I'm with the people that I know very well. So I'd say that we get to this podcast on the road, shall we?
Hell yeah.
Yes,
Hell yeah, let's go!
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's start with our very first topic. Something that we've been waiting a long time ago, but to open this topic, I'm gonna say it as if it was a tale. Once upon a time, a man wanted to pose a Kochi Ragdoll, sorry if I said the pronunciation wrong, but he had lots of issue with advanced bone tool. So he just thought to himself, I'm gonna update Ragdoll Movo, and it will be the best add-on ever made. And so, Winded and the man known as PenolAkushari updated Ragdoll Movo and also stop-motion hypo. The new feature of Ragdoll Movo, without going into much depth, it features a moving fingers, finally, selecting a non-physical bones, even prop effect, and also pose the cameras. And for stop-motion hypo, you have the very hypeful timelines, auto record, and even save animation that you can replay in other maps. So, how do you guys feel about this updated Ragdoll Movo and stop-motion hypo? Butane, maybe you would like to go first?
It's just incredible stuff. How Winded and Penol have just sort of upped the add-ons.
Up the ante.
The stop motion helper, Christ, they're so good. Like, the multiple timelines for sort of face posing and finger posing. It's all customizable. Oh, saw something on the screen there.
Hi.
Yeah, I think it would help a lot of, sorry, it's just like
It's
all
okay,
these quality of life things really just helps with sort of making Gmod videos, because like originally you'd have to sort of make a separate model to do the face posing, and then sort of have to try and transplant those frames onto sort of what's already a moving ragdoll, and then have to sort of manipulate those frames. But now you can just have multiple timelines on the same ragdoll, and it's just really amazing stuff. Admittedly, I haven't had time to use the new Ragdoll Mover update, but I'm looking forward to it, though.
Alright, I'm glad that you're really enjoying the new Ragdoll Mover in stop motion. I haven't gotten to try it a lot yet, but I'm planning to with my current project. But enough about me and you. Ethan, would you care to give your opinion on this new Ragdoll Mover?
Yeah, so what Penol has been doing, building off of Winded's work on what he originally made with stop motion and Ragdoll Mover is really phenomenal. And Penol's the one streaming this stream right now, so if you want to give a shout out to him in the chat, let's get a thank you, Penol. Go
Yeah,
on.
thank you.
Thank you, Penol.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
so much.
Penol. Thank you, Penol. You wonderful bastard.
This would help us for like years to come. Save us a lot of time.
Yeah,
Sure is.
but no, like I do computer science stuff, and like I don't really like want to touch like Lua and what Penol's looking at, but he just jumps right in. He has no fear. He's right in there. He's making some really good stuff.
It sure is.
And-
Remember to. Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
No,
You can finish.
No, but like, it's very helpful. 90% of what Penol does is he's communicating right back to us. We've been had like a direct feed of like everything he's been making, and how things would be more useful for us. But yeah, it's really great.
Yeah, Pino, your show was saved the way for you. I gotta say, yeah, the time zones are easy, one of the best changes to an add-on ever made. It's gonna make animation easier when, yes, frustrating. So Pino and Winded, they deserve plenty of kudos for their work. Okay, next up, Erdamon.
Yeah, I think this has been a literal miracle that this has happened. Like, when I first kind of got into the Gmod community and I've heard about all these obstacles that people had to go through to make videos like of higher quality than usual, then just like record pre-made animations or just ragdoll flinging and all that stuff. And just to see this happening, like how far we've come, it's it's incredible. It's fantastic. Like in general, it's kind of funny to see how like Valve properties have kind of had their little renaissance in the past few years. Like Half-Life gets a new game, Left 4 Dead gets an update, Gmod gets continued support for its updates. I'm just impressed by all this kind of happening. Like, I certainly didn't have that on my like things that are going to happen in 2022 list.
Well, what can I say? This year is gonna be full of surprise. But yeah, actually, I'm gonna say my thing once everybody here is done. You have nothing else to say, Erdamon?
I mean, I mostly share like the same opinion that everyone else here, so I don't think I'll really add anything more. It's just like, great job, Penol, great job, Winded. Thank you guys for not abandoning those add-ons.
Indeed.
It's great. It's great. Fantastic. I love it. Mwah.
Thank you for input, Erdamon. And so, how do you feel about these new add-ons? I mean, updated add-ons?
Honestly, I am proud of the fact that Pino went up one day and said, right, I can't pose my favorite character, so I am going to summon my ultimate wizardry powers to update the Ragdoll mover in SMH. But honestly speaking, though, they are an absolute lifesaver. I only used them recently in a still unfinished project, but my god, does it absolutely blow my mind. SMH and even Ragdoll Mover having the ability to play around with non-physical bones is helpful for a lot of models, especially MMD models. Because way back then when I made a JoJo animation, the models weren't animatable were very stiff, so you'd have to play around with the Ragdoll Mover. And with the ability to play around with the non-physical bones and even do finger posing, which in itself is amazing because the standard finger pose tool is absolutely terrible, is a miracle in itself. And it helped me a lot. It even made me able to do precise finger posing without going crazy. And SMH, as the other said, having different timelines makes it so it's easier to just block out poses and then do the complex face posing on a separate timeline, which again is amazing. And I absolutely thank Pino for that.
Pino is indeed a young savior along with Winded. I think there is pretty much nothing else to say. I mean, you guys have said what there was to say. But yeah, there was nothing else to say. It's just amazing. Could you just imagine a second showing the updated Ragdoll mover and stop motion hypo to someone in like 2014 when it was the first release? Could you imagine how they would feel?
It'd be like
Uh,
showing photos to cavemen
Yeah, man, could you imagine showing the Ragdoll mover update to the small Victorian child? That would be harder.
What is that? Oh, good lord, that's witchcraft.
Yeah, that would be pretty pogo, like we say in our language. I believe everything on the Ragdoll mover was and stop motion hyper was said. Pinoy and we did. We know we've said this a lot, but thank you again. You two are life savior. So oh, by the way, people in the chat, please check out Pinoy's channel. He also does very good stuff. Anyways, I believe that's everything to say on stop motion hyper and Ragdoll mover. We can now move on our next topic. I mean, it's a topic, but we're not going to talk too much about it because it will be the main topic of our next G podcast. The 10 Show Collab 3. The 10 Show Collab 3 is the obvious sequel to the 10 Show Collab 2. The premise is relative with pretty much the same. It's about a talent show, and the participant either do a very good job, but something goes wrong, or they straight up do dog shit on the stage. The difference to this talent collab, unlike the two previous, is that there is some kind of a story attached to it, as far as we know. The power seems to have given his soul to the manager, and if it goes wrong, his soul will be taken away. Something like this. I gotta give the credit because it's nicer to see some change to the talent collab instead of just having bad things happening, and then it just keeps happening and happening until everybody is tired and there is eventually an end to it. We won't to talk too much about it. I'm just wondering what you guys feel about this this collab. Erdamon, how do you feel about this one?
Well, Ethan, if you'd like to join me in on this answer, because we're working on an entry together. We've got something in the works. It's just that I think that uni or college have like both been kind of brutal for us in the past few weeks, so
Hasn't it? Yeah.
it was hard to get things done, I guess.
Yeah, and we're
But-
not done yet, but we plan to do some crunch. We've got until the end of March, I believe. So
Something like that, yeah.
I do believe it's a spring, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we do have some progress done on the way already, and we have a pretty good idea on what we're gonna do in the upcoming scenes. So yeah, should be fine. We should
Should
make
be
it.
fine, yes.
and
But-
I've seen some fantastic things from other people as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of a good entries so far, yes. And unlike the previous 10 show collab, there seems to be a higher entry quality check, and that's all thanks to Kamiflage. So I'm definitely looking more to this collab than the two previous because I've tried to watch the 10 show collab too, and I'm not trying to sound mean or anything. It's just that halfway through the collab, I was kind of bored of the collab as a whole. I felt like it was just getting pretty boring because most of the entries could have used more work on it, if you catch my drift.
I mean, also consuming 2 hours of Gmod animation in like one sitting is also kind of hard, you know.
Absolutely.
You do burn out after a while when you just like, and besides, like those videos are pretty formulaic, so like, you know, everyone's gonna fail at the end, so it's, you know.
Indeed.
to describe.
So you wanted to say something?
Well, as Erdamon said, time is a very concerning thing with the previous entry, with previous collapse. But I'll say this: the Talent Show 3 did something wonderful, and that's it brought many Gmoders back into the fray. Like a lot of people got motivated. In fact, me and my partner Bid, who is in the chat right now, hey there, we're working on an entry, and we're close to wrapping it up soon. And I hope you guys will enjoy what we worked on. It's fucking amazing. That's about it. The entries that I saw so far are fantastic, and I have a feeling this collab will be great.
Anyway, Butane, do you have any thoughts on the collab?
Well, I'm not really that all familiar. Well, I mean, I wasn't that all familiar with Talent Show or Damashi's content before, and I wasn't actually planning to join Talent Show 3. However, I am happy that I am some partner up with another person, can't remember his name. Do you know Scorpion?
Who? Scorpion? It sounds like my name, but younger.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm working with him, and yeah, I'm happy to sort of do a tag team because I have been planning to sort of say, hey, do you want a tag team? Yeah, okay. And so yeah, I'll admit I haven't actually touched my part of the entry in like since early January because some stuff has happened to my life finally, and yeah, I hope to get it done soon.
It's always a
Kamiflage doesn't send me death threats for not doing Gmod, but hey ho.
It's always a that comes first. Well, since you said you were tagging with someone else, I feel like this is a very good transition to our next subject, which is working together on Gmod videos. So for this subject, I'm gonna have to give the microphone to Scorpion because he's actually right next to me, and he is none other than Butane's partner. Just a second. Hello, I am none other than AOS Scorpion, and I am the teammate of a Butane for the talent show Collab 3. Don't mind that I sound the same.
I think it's the first time we're having a surprise member of the podcast. No way.
What can I say? This is Scorpion fail. Despite speaking French, he is full of surprise. So, me and Butane, we are working on a entry for the talent show Collab 3. And it wasn't meant to be that way at first. At first, we were both going to make an entry, and it's kind of Kamiflage who made us work together.
Kamiflage made me do it.
That's right. Kamiflage walked up to me in my DMS and was like, hey, why don't you work with a Butane? And I was like, okay. And
I thought you said the same thing to me too.
Oh, wow. That's almost as if Kamiflage was speaking English to the both of us. No way.
He's like the matchmaker.
Who needs a Tinder when you have a Kamiflage, am I right?
No way.
Kamiflage sitting over us making us kiss.
Oh my god!
Oh, Kamiflage looking like that meme with that Shiba dog who was moving to Lego dogs closer together to kiss.
Oh, that's a terrible image you put in my head. Thank you very much.
It's okay, we'll Gmod too used to this. But yes, Kamiflage came in contact with me and asked me if I wanted to work with Butane, to which I agreed with. And so with Butane, I showed my idea of my entry. He's gotten pretty interested in it, and he decided to work on my idea with me. Butane already had an idea in mind, but his idea does make an appearance in our entry. It will be at the beginning. And Butane, why don't you say what your initial idea was?
I don't want to say too much about it because I want to sort of keep it as a sort of surprise thing. But it was a sort of thing that I had to sort of like recycle. It was a good idea, but there wasn't much that any two people can sort of go off on. It wasn't enough for two people to sort of make a collab about. So yeah.
Yeah. We we have planned how and where we go. I want to go into many details, but we just planned on who we do each bit, and we're happy with what we got. We don't have any complaints. We haven't both done much work, but I feel like after this podcast, we will both be very motivated to work on it. Now I'm motivated.
Where's your motivation?
This part is getting crazy.
Right, it's about to get crazier because now that me and Butane talked about our entry, unless there's something else you want to add, Butane?
Well, I just hope I complete it in time.
Yeah, quite. We both need to get a move on. And something else about our entry, it's going to be plugged because there's going to be two of us working on it. Anyways, next up, Erdamon and Erdamon, why don't you say who you're working with on your entry?
So as I mentioned, I am working with Ethan here, who is present with us. And overall, it's been a very positive experience, I gotta say. He's been a great partner to work with, and in general, I would say that having someone to exchange ideas with and bounce off of is very good, especially in a creative field like this. It's pretty great, pretty fantastic. Yeah, Awsum Noob, our dude here. He's also done a little thing. He's done a little thing for us where we would. Okay, yep.
Well,
If you want to talk about it, then
yeah. So I made it like a script to try and make it so we can share our save files a bit easier, and I think Erdamon will probably agree that it's not the best, but there was an attempt made, I guess, and maybe I'll make it better in the future.
Yeah, it's not like the best. Like you could easily say that it's still like early alpha stage kind of thing.
Yeah, quite.
It's very bare bones, but it's got its uses already. Like we've already gotten some mileage out of it, because it does make exchanging those SMH saves a bit easier, and saves also, all things considered. So I do believe in the potential of like this thing going forward. It's just that, getting through all the hurdles with GitHub and then like linking the account to the PC and all going through that command prompt. It's
You went that far with that?
Yeah, you have to go that far. You have to like type in code and
simply
like you're actually using GitHub to do this thing.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, there's a lot of work that went into it.
But
Nice
yeah,
work.
no, as we said, it's quite early alpha, and it hasn't stopped me from accidentally deleting my own work once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been rough. It's been rough.
That's been rough indeed.
Yeah, with all those incentives to kind of get people in the Gmod community together and work on videos in groups, I can definitely see the value in that. Because when you're working all alone on yourself, then you can easily get really tired. You can easily burn out. When you like have no living soul to talk to and like to ask if everything with this shot is okay, like does this scene flow the right way? It's often very hard to tell on your own, and oftentimes you could also accidentally upload the video and then see that, oh no, I have left some of the mistakes out that I was gonna edit out, but I forgot. Oh no,
I forgot.
OS does that to you.
It should do it. It's pretty boring. But yeah, you said it's best, Erdamon. Working with someone else on a video can be, yes, stressing due to the fact you got someone else to rely on. But yeah, I think you said it best. Ethan, Erdamon, nothing else to add on the subject?
Yeah, I think that's all to be said.
Yep.
And so, why don't you tell us your experience, since, go in more depth on your experience, since you're currently working on something with Bid?
When it comes to teamwork, honestly, it brought back my motivation, because whenever I try to work alone on a Gmod video, I end up just scrapping the whole thing, because I end up losing motivation. But when you have somebody to work with you, a partner to throw away ideas over with, you get far more motivation, you get better commitment, and whatever idea that you have in your head is now solidified, because you have somebody else to keep you in check, and you can keep that person in check as well. I've done... this wasn't my first forte with teamwork, since I've done that back in the Collab.
That's fair, we haven't mentioned it a lot.
Yeah, and of course, and there's the Meet the Spy and Meet the Medic, and as well as some other projects. But I think with Bid, what we're doing right now was the first time that we've tried something a little more cohesive. Because in previous attempts, it was just throwing ideas and going into the wild about it. But with Bid, we had to focus on sending back SMH saves and screenshots so that we can make the edit cohesive. So what we did was compile everything into a Google Drive so that whoever finishes their part puts it into the Google Drive, and then we edit it together. And it has been completely helpful and made things completely smooth instead of just making us go crazy. But yeah, honestly, doing teamwork is something that everybody should try doing at least once, because it's a lot of fun. Maybe it's a little complex at first, but it is honestly the best thing to do when you were demotivated and you haven't made a Gmod video in months or years.
Yeah, like you said, it can be pretty complex to do something with someone else at first. because you needed to explain your plans and discuss who does what. But once you get the field, it's a great experience, and it's something you want to do more often.
And if I can add something to that, sometimes, who knows, maybe even like an awesome friendship will blossom out of that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. It does a lot of wonders when you think about it, because now you're tied by the hardships of whatever thing you worked on, and now you're best friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I feel like the collab helped a lot with that. To be fair, when the collab was in the making, it's when I first joined the servers at Hugo and OGM, and it's kind of how I got to meet you guys and know you better and build a friendship with it. So it was great indeed. It's true that we haven't mentioned a lot of the collab or the reanimated project, but I feel like there is less to say about this because here it's more like for the reanimated, it's more like we make our shot and then it's somebody's A-stone, and it doesn't have to be crazy by any means. It's just first you have the medic putting on his suit, and the next shot, I don't know, he's pulling out a minigun to shoot syringe or something like this. The reanimated were still videos that we were working on together, but it was a more withdraw one stuff and pack it together, which isn't a bad thing by all means, of course.
Yeah, but it was but even then during the reanimated collabs we still critiqued each other and helped make sure that our parts still fit the entire tone of the reanimated if we had for the reanimated collab, and helped out each other during the entire process. So there was still teamwork. In fact, a large teamwork was put into the whole thing. Yeah,
that's true. But this cab. Oh, I'm sorry. You wanted to speak?
Well, here's the thing. With reanimated collabs, it was tough because we had multiple people working on it, so it was tense. But even then, even during those tense moments, because we had a lot of people helping each other, both collabs went out great, and everybody in the collab improved from their own mistakes and from the critiques that others gave, and even had some friendships built off that. So it was great. It was a great experience, and I loved doing that.
Absolutely. To be fair, criticizing somebody's video and maybe telling them what to change in a certain scene, it can happen even in normal videos that I want to direct the project that we do together. But I get your point, absolutely.
There's one thing I want to say about the whole collabs thing that I really want to sort of actually make a sort of, not in a tennis way, I think tennis should come back, but probably like just sort of a, like, get with another person and then say, hey, do you want to make this video, like, not related to any collab? Just say, hey, do you want to do this? And then, yeah. I mean, it all depends on, like, sort of who you click with the most, you know? I mean, I would like to work with anyone in House of Gmod.
Yeah, chemistry is essential when it comes to making videos, because you don't want to make videos with somebody you don't know. When it's somebody that you personally know, you know each other's strengths and weaknesses, so you can try and work around that. And you can make something that's actually good, and especially when you two know each other, and it would help in making that project come to reality a lot faster.
It depends, like, if we were to sort of have a Venn diagram where each circle is us, like, the most overlap of, like, our interests, our humor, you know, our animation styles, sort of how close together that circle is, that, you know, that's a good partnership.
Yeah,
if that
exactly.
makes sense.
No, it makes sense.
Sorry if I make that in. On the topic of tennises, like, I guess that this idea is still kind of ingrained in people's minds because, like, you want to work together on a video, but you also want to get both channels some traffic, right? Well, my easy solution to all of you who are planning on making a tennis, just, like, get a guy or a gal or whoever, work on a video with them, and then say, like, hey, why don't we just make a two-parter? Just make a whole last video, then slice it in two parts, then send one part to one channel, the other part to the other channel. Easy.
Well,
Yeah, but then like one part has like thousands of views, and the other is just like tens. I mean, that's the trouble you get, but you know.
That's true.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, that is a concern that some people have, but but you can still negate that. Again, the two-parter is a better solution than just releasing it on one channel, since that person can still get views because people will get in just like, oh, that part was nice, but I want to watch more. So they go to the other person's channel and they watch it and they like it. So they still benefit from it better than just releasing it in one channel. So the two-part system or multiple-part system is fair game and even a fantastic solution.
Absolutely. It creates some contact and people get interested. It's a good coming out of good. So there isn't many issues. I'm just gonna briefly talk about my first experience with the tennis. It wasn't a big thing at all, and plus the other guy privated most of his video, but my first experience with the tennis was with a Jacordo that was also on the J podcast, known as N-Wank. And our tennis was pretty straightforward. It was both personas about to capture intelligence from an enemy base, and it goes right. There is no fail or anything, it's just we have to go pick the intelligence, we do that, funny things happen, and that's pretty much it. There was only 3 ports, he made 2, I made 1. I was supposed to make a 4th one, but I wanted to do other things and also got busy with life. I was just lazy, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, but never made the 4th port. And I don't think I will because he privated all of his videos and we haven't talked in a while. But yeah, this was my first experience with the tennis, and it wasn't really connected, to say the least. It was if it weren't tennis, it would be just single-use videos because there was no connection to each. It was just always capture the intelligence, and there wasn't necessarily a lot to fall back to the previous tennis. There was this spy with a G-Boost and Power Evasion that would always be there doing something stupid, but that was pretty much it. That was my first experience with the tennis, and my next one, well, how could I say?
Hong Kong.
Yeah, my next tennis will definitely more Hong Kong. There was first the collab with Mid, then there was the 2 reanimated, and now we have potential collab 3 with the Butane that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, though, my first experience with tennises wasn't the collab nor the reanimate collab. It was way back. I was still making SFM videos, and I went together with like 5 people on like a tennis, but it didn't work out because we didn't really organize things very well, and it was completely random. There wasn't much planning between each other because it was a tennis. So it was back then when YouTube had the video response thing before they removed it. So because of that, there wasn't really any intensive or any plans to do anything. So that fell through. Other than that, I haven't done anything like that till the collab which brought back that experience in a much better way, in a much cohesive way. And then when I organized Meet the Spy, it was the first time that I've done something like this, but on a much larger scale. But it was a fantastic experience, and I have grown so much from it. So I am utterly thankful for it.
Sure is. Working together on videos sure have been a great experience for everyone.
There was one tennis of mine that I didn't sort of go along with. I was sort of working with one guy who I won't name. Yeah, he pretty much sort of said, "Hey, you're in this tennis. Do you want to?" I'm like, "Oh, right, okay." I already made the first part, and I'm like, "What?" And so, yeah, I was having to sort of make a tennis where I beat up a Gmodder who I don't know, and yeah, and then like nothing else came of it really, and it remains unlisted. And you're all not going to see it. But yeah, it was after I made Nostalgic Gmod video.
It shall remain unlisted until the end of the dawn. Anything else you guys would like to add on this subject?
No, I think we said what we've wanted to say about the topic. We put out everything that was built up in our stomach, built up in our chest, and all things on it. So we're good.
Very well. In that case, we can move on to our next topic. For our next topic, we shall talk about a new collab that was recently announced. It is the UP collab by Viggar.
Yeah, boy.
Viggar! Hell yeah!
Viggar.
Viggar! We told you,
Viggar!
man, on the podcast.
Yeah, I
someone-
agree. He does suck.
He's the worst. Absolutely awful. Stinky. Ugh.
It's good to see him back in Gmodding.
It sure is. He's been doing excuse me. Viggar has actually been doing quite a lot recently. He first made his 10 show collab 3 and 3, then made the UP collab, and he seems to be on quite a few, which is very good. Anyways, so the UP collab. The UP collab is a pretty straightforward collab. It's about a DEMOMAN on high tower who spawns on the map, and then goes outside, and then, oh wow, something wacky seems to be happening. And then wacky things happens, and then DEMOMAN is like, oh, that was wacky, and then proceeded to die by any means necessary. And then he spawns later in the next entry. That's the collab in a nutshell. How do you guys feel about this, Ethan?
Yeah, so I think this is shaping up to be a really good concept for collab.
Mm-hmm.
Because like there has been a lot of collabs, and not everyone gets it quite right. There's kind of a sweet spot with letting people have enough creative freedom and giving them a constraint to work with. There's an in-between there that's not always easy to find, but when you do find it, you get a really good collab and you get some really creative entries. And I think this is going to shape up to be one of those.
Sure. I was going to say, I was going to add that it kind of reminds me of those adventure collabs, but I prefer the UP collab over all the adventure collab there is, because let's say that it's always gonna be on high tower, always DEMOMAN, and there's gonna be, how could I say?
Any version of High Tower.
Yeah, any versions of high tower. It can be too many towers. It can be high towers. It can be I don't know, under tower. There's so many versions of this map. So
I wonder if anyone will try and make their own version of the map for this.
there's nothing that stops you from making nothing that stops you from going on the flat grass and recreating the map with props. I can assure you. I was going to say something, but I want to get you guys to go first. So, what do you have to say?
Well, here's the thing about the loop collab. I understood your concern regarding how the format may seem repetitive at first, but here's the thing. Because of the clause that it has to be a loop, but it can be any version of Highlander. Highlands. I don't know how I mixed up the sword with the map name, but anyways, because of the clause that you can make any version of High Tower, it puts a lot of potential into going creative with scene building. So entries aren't easy to be repetitive because one can be really creative with scene building or even making a whole new map out of High Tower and going just absolutely fucking bonkers with it, personally speaking. And because of that, you could make a lot of ideas just out of that loop. And because the premise is simple, that it's just DEMOMAN is standing in a loop. That means that you can fill in with whatever ideas that you have in mind, as long as the start and the end parts are set. Which, as I mentioned, is a good idea, and well, it helps with creativity a lot. That's how I think about the loop collab, and I think it's gonna be great.
It sure does. I feel like it's gonna be yet more than all of those adventure collabs there is. So next up, Erdamon.
Well, I am definitely excited to see how this collab will shape up. Like everyone else said, I think that this collab does hit that sweet spot where the premise is simple enough where it's hard to kind of make something that will like feel too outlandish. But then also there's like one gripe that I have with it, and that's if everyone kind of takes notes from the example video that Viggar provided, I'm really hoping that it will not create some sort of a snowball effect where literally everyone will try to go for this like high key, high concept stuff. Like in a way, I believe that example video should have been its own separate video, kind of. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a young example, but a very good one at that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Notice how the Collab on the stream keeps looping. Very clever.
So I think it was like, all things considered, it was a good move by Viggar to have that kind of big thing be the thing that showcases what the collab is about, because it kind of gets you excited, you know?
It might just be his entry.
Might as well, yeah.
You could put it like that, also, yeah.
Okay, and Ethan, I believe you haven't spoken on the subject yet.
Yeah, no. Well, I think this is clearly going to be Viggar's entry to his own collab that he's like done in advance, which I actually don't think I've ever seen done before. Generally, there's just an announcement gone out, but he's gone as far as to just make his entry straight up, which is a perfect way to give an example.
Sure is. And plus, it's given us a character that we know will be very memorable.
Oh yes,
Oh, yes.
our beloved Awsum Scout Pranker 4.
Yes.
Unconscionable monster.
The best character
I
in the world.
Yes, I do still very much like the fact that Viggar went with this as an example entry, because thanks to that, we got Awsum Scout Pranker 4, who is shaping up to be my favorite TF2 character, period, in anything. He's just amazing. Can we get hashtag hair yeah baby in the chat or something?
Sure, we can.
Let's go do that.
Come on.
You might as well.
It's gonna be fantastic.
Shower the chat with praises for Awsum Scout Pranker 4.
Yeah, just say heh in the chat.
Yeah.
Just make the chant go wild. Get it trendy, boys.
There we go.
The reason I think we all like Awsum Scout Pranker 4 is because he's a culmination of a lot of things that we try to get people to not do, and he's kind of he's a piss take on all of it at once.
Yeah, the creation of this character was pretty straightforward. What you do is that you say what someone did wrong in their entry or just video, and then Viggar collects those information. He puts them in a blender. He turns the blender on, and then the result is some Scout Pranker. Oh wait, before he turns on the blender, he adds just a bit of a Mountain Dew, the way toast, and just one bit of cringe.
The gamer fuel.
Absolutely, Game of Fury. Sorry, I meant a Game of Fury. Mountain Dew is a 2014.
Mm.
And
Not 2016.
The crap, yeah.
I apologize, I kinda just struck who hasn't talked about the Collab yet? I believe.
I haven't.
Forgive
I
me,
could give way
Butane.
to someone if that's okay.
Wait, if you got something to say, then please say it.
Okay. Well, if I weren't busy, I hope I could join this one. I mean, I would like to sort of make my own content rather than sort of collab entry for my channel. But
Yeah.
it would also be nice to just sit back and see what other folk have done. And Viggar has a good concept for his, for his collab, and I think that's what a collab needs. Otherwise you sort of a different colored food entry where Heavy chases food and evil person kidnaps food. This food, and so yeah, I mean that's boring shit, but Viggar's sort of kept it open for sorry, I'm getting sidetracked with all of this food stuff. But
It's okay, don't you worry.
Viggar has sort of made a good concept, and we all have freedom to sort of go with it.
Absolutely. I also feel you on the point where you said you tempted to join, but you also want to make your own content. It's been my issue ever since I started Gmodding. Most of my videos are collab entries, and I want to make my own personal stuff, but at the same time, there's so many good collabs out there. It's a struggle. But yes, this is the UP collab. Feel free to join it, and yeah, join the collab if you're a cool kid. If you're as cool as Awesome Scout Pranker 4. If you don't take Awesome Scout Pranker 4, then you're wrong. You're just plain wrong.
If
There
you
is
don't
no
like
way-
Awesome Scout Pranker 4, then you also should join the collab anyway.
Yes.
If you hate Awesome Scout Pranker 4, he will prank you. He will prank you hard.
Epic
Oh, yes.
style.
Watch out, he's coming to prank
What-
you.
The ultimate
Beware the sounds of a creaking fucking gaming chair.
Not just any gaming chair.
bananas in your path.
Not any gaming chair, it's the PewDiePie gaming show, the one that you can yell on.
The ultimate gamer chair for true gamers.
Gamer.
You might as well be a freak or an SCP at this point. So, I believe that's everything there had to be. I believe that's everything that needed to be said on the UP collab.
Yeah.
In that case, we can move on to our next topic. We can now move on to videos reviews. We're going to start off not with a video, but rather a channel of a man known as Alxium, if I'm saying his name right. If I'm not, please forgive me. Not canceling me on Twitter. Anyways,
I'd say Alxium.
Some crimes cannot be forgiven, Scorpion. I'm sorry.
You did a
Damn.
terrible thing. How dare you?
you guys can cancel me, yeah. So I mean, you guys are already.
Yeah.
hating me
You've got a
for
podcast to
speaking-
run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are
We'll do that
already.
later.
You already hate me for speaking French, so one thing at a time.
Hmm.
So Axiom is a pretty fair new G model, or not necessarily a G model, just content creator. I believe he started his channel about a yesteryear. No, not yesteryear would be 2021. I believe he started in like early 2021 or late 2020. He started off with pretty straightforward TF2 videos, like opening a crate, events, in and out videos, all of this. And then he made he started the Gmodding with some pretty good videos. My personal favorite being the Chiptole review. And he made some videos that were very popular in the YouTube algorithm. Sorry if I said this wrong. And he kept pursuing that, making short videos that were usually related to the algorithm. At some point, he had to take a break, which is still taking right now because of personal life courage, and also because he got rather stressed because one of his videos didn't do as well as he planned. So, who hasn't started yet? I believe so. I haven't started with you yet.
Yeah, of course. Let's start with the powerful Gmodder, of course. But yeah, but Alxium's content is. First of all, I am absolutely shocked because he only started in 2020, but he quickly learned the ropes of Gmod animation, and his content just skyrocketed in quality over time. He's really good at just making really smooth and interesting animations. They look alright, but they look great in hindsight, actually. It's interesting how his tone shifts from simple humor to just straight up horror.
Oh, absolutely! I should have mentioned this.
Yeah, don't worry. But honestly, and the way that he handled horror was great because, in my opinion, horror in Gmod videos aren't usually that well done. It's either jump scares or something that isn't really that scary. But
You know,
the way that
usual, Ragdoll's
but
laying on the ground with a blood splattered around.
maybe that's up to somebody's taste. But what I mean is, the way they handled horror for that particular, those particular videos, it helped because people expected like something really goofy out of his content, only to just drop a bombshell of a mini series like that, and it was great. It's just the way it doesn't have jump scares, and that's the best part. It just keeps that tension going, especially if you watch the series immediately. and the way that he does the effects to like intensify and make you imagine what's going on, it's absolutely amazing. I really respect what he did, and I really hope that if he returns, that he could try and move, like go back to that horror angle when he decides to, because he did a really good job at it, personally speaking.
He sure did. It's not necessarily easy to do a horror animation because everybody is so used to just comedy on Garry's Mod. It's like, how could I say? It's like trying to show to a bunch of clowns an action movie. So I appreciate his effort, and those efforts were done pretty well, like you said.
Did you single-handedly just insult the entire Gmod community? What the hell? Why did you call them clowns?
I mean, I went to kind of. I went to. It's almost like a compliment. It's like I was calling you guys just Gmodos.
We're clowns to you. How could you?
How dare you?
How dare you? That's just far.
Yeah, I'm one of you guys, exactly. That's why I'm saying this.
Go ahead and honk your nose.
We're all clowns here. We're fantastic clowns.
We're doing a drama funny moment.
No, Chad. I'm not gonna insult the entirety of Gmod community. No, Chad, I'm not gonna do it.
Oh, please, I am the anti-drama. Chat tells me to not do something, I do it instantly in a heartbeat. I do it before they can even type it.
Yeah.
Anyways, after roasting you guys, Erdamon, your opinion on this red fellow?
Red fellow, right. So as far as Alxium goes, it's kind of hard for me to evaluate him because on one hand, it is great to see someone who's made it, let's say it, who's made it in the YouTube grind from the Gmod community. Like, it's cool. It's great to see that you can like still reach people with those videos and they're like not as dead as some people would tell you they are. But I do have a couple of gripes with his videos still. Like, it's clear that he's got plenty of talent, and it's clear that like he's learned plenty of animation, just skills, tricks, all that stuff. Yeah. So to like see that that animation's intertwined with plenty, and I mean plenty of like pre-made animations from the TF2 itself, it's like I feel like I'm feeling kind of disingenuous to like I don't know, evaluate his progress the same way like you would evaluate someone like, I don't know, someone who's done everything by hand from scratch,
I get your point.
It's kind of hard to say. And like you can kind of tell that it's also like not him being lazy per se, but like as that break that he's been on has been mentioned, it's clear that it's not that so much that he's lazy, it's so much that there is a bit of that pressure that he kind of puts on himself to play the algorithm and have a steady flow of videos coming in, which is really hard if you're doing something more creative like animation, because with gaming videos you can just like turn out, okay, yeah, I'm gonna like record 5 hours of footage here and I'm gonna just like split it into like 20-minute videos that I'm gonna upload like thrice per week, and it's like, yeah, it's like not that big a deal.
Oh, totally.
It's not that big a deal, but here he's definitely putting a lot more pressure on himself than it's really needed.
Yeah, he's kind of forcing himself into this when he doesn't have to.
And I would even like say that it reflects in his scripts every now and then, because it's clear that he's got great ideas. It's clear that like he can make up some really fun scenarios or like some really good kind of low-key narrative, like that Valve guy saga with a valve sticking out of his head. It's actually been my favorite of his works.
I gotta give him credit. I thought that was just gonna be one of those many where does the vibe comes from videos, like those many, but instead there's some actual kind of a twist, a story to it. So kudos to him for this.
Yeah, exactly. Anything
else you wanted to say, Erdamon?
I guess like one thing I could add to this is like Alxium. If you're watching this right now, or if you'll ever watch this ever,
But he'll be
just-
linked to it.
yeah, just take your time. If you're gonna focus on the animation, take your time. Don't worry. People will find your videos either way. Like, and if you like turn to people from Harlem, like we will give you that kind of reach that you might need. You know, like we basically share like any Gmod videos that are worth sharing, and yours are definitely that type. So it's all good.
If I
Yeah.
may interject,
Of course,
well,
go on, Butane. That's the point of a podcast.
he has 9,000 subs now.
Mm.
I mean,
That,
that
quite
video
the
was saying
growth.
like 500, yay, but you know he's 9,000 now. So I mean, I think he's probably okay than most of us of reach. You know,
Wait, is he
Mm.
9,000?
Oh,
wow,
yeah,
he
he's,
is.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's 9,000.
Oh wow, he is okay.
And if you
Well.
don't mind if I interject with a sword, I will say this. Dwelling on the algorithm just hurts in the long run. YouTube in general doesn't value animations that much, so chasing after the algorithm will just cause enough pain. So if, as Erda said, if you're still watching, if you're watching this, Alxium, please just take your time. You already have a built-up audience, and more people will come. So do take your time, have fun while animating, and if you need any help, we are literally here, and we'll be
Yeah.
glad to welcome you with open arms.
Yeah,
Cool.
Cami put it really well. Make the videos you want to make. Simple as that.
That's true. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Alxium isn't really interested in joining Discord, unless I'm wrong. So it's really up to him. But hey, you can just speak in the YouTube comments, I guess. Either way, hey Alxium, if you're watching this, awesome. Your opinion?
So I think most things have been said. Like Alxium is, he is quite impressive, and it is, it's not something you see every day for there to just be somebody that appears and very quickly kind of like rises to like sort of stardom. Well, yeah, I think stardom is the right word actually. But they just kind of like come up and make some good stuff, and it's funny to see different levels at which people start and progress at. There's a lot of different things you need to learn with animation and Gmod. Like, we don't often talk about things like cinematography, and that's just as important as all of like animation and like video and render quality things that we do talk about often. And that's even harder to teach because of that.
He came quite away and he owned all by himself. But yeah, right now he's on a break. I do believe he deserves it very well. After all, he made a content pretty much almost every week. So yeah, get to the rest you deserve, and we're looking forward for your return. So I do believe that's everything that needed to be said on his channel. I mean, what a growing channel. If you guys have no issues, we shall move on to the next video.
I haven't said anything about him yet.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought that you said what you wanted to say when you talked about the
No,
man.
it was
I'm so
just
sorry.
like folks saying that, like, oh, we'll give him the reach, and like, no, he has more subs than probably all of us. You know, that's
I
what I
do
wanted
believe-
to say, but I haven't actually said, you know. Well, it's just that I hadn't heard of Alxium before he was brought up as a topic for this episode, but from what I've seen, I like his animation style, and it's a sort of classic-styled SMH animation. You know, perhaps he sort of watched the classic Gmod and sort of had to sort of learn SMH, but sort of influenced by those classic videos. I mean, he clearly knows his way around SMH to sort of tell his stories. There were a few jarring sort of edited moments, but you know, I hope to see sort of improvement as time goes on. Like, I would like to see a nice blend of SMH animation with sort of YouTube poop style editing. You know, that'd be nice. I mean, his content's nice and fresh, and you know, after his break, I look forward to seeing what else he does.
Yeah,
and
I
how
do.
his content will evolve. I mean, his Chipotle food review video is quite exemplar of that. I mean, it depends what stories he wants to tell, really.
No.
And I
He
will
can-
say, sorry,
Oh, no, you first.
a lot of, I mean, you guys haven't talked about sort of the length of some of his videos that are like quite short. And I had this sort of brainstorm before I sort of went on here that there has been a recent trend of short SFM sort of videos being posted to Twitter, you know, sort of like easily digestible stuff to like, sort of post, look at on a timeline. And I don't know if the length of his videos are made in response to those. You know what I mean?
I get your point, yes.
And so I was thinking that maybe these kinds of short timeline digestible videos would sort of pick up in Gmod. I mean, hopefully not replacing the normal length videos, but you know, sort of something like a new genre of Gmod videos. That's what I mean.
Creating a new genre in those times would be kind of difficult. I'm not saying it is possible, it's just that we've seen pretty much everything in a Gmod. We've seen action, we've seen a comedy, lots of comedy, we've seen horrors. We haven't seen lots of drama, as if not a drama in the Gmod community, as if drama animations. We haven't seen a lot of those on yet, so you guys can maybe name me one.
Actually, no, I was gonna agree with you on that. That I think we've explored a lot of what we can do with like short form, quick and small Gmods, and I, for one, would like to see a lot more longer, maybe more heavy dialogue, more slow burner type content.
Yeah.
It's the reinvention people need.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
We need
best
to
way
keep
to
sort
put
of
it.
reinventing ourselves, otherwise it would get samey and stale and stuff.
Exactly. Like the olden days of Gmod, when people would call it the golden age. Like it wasn't just good because you had guys like Rubber Fruit, because you had guys like Tiger 42. That was the guy that I was looking for.
yes.
Because you had Mega G, Dr. Face, stuff like that. It's not just because of like those people that back in the day used to make those shorter, easily digestible videos, but you also had Mr. who made Spice Creed. I believe that was him.
Yep, that was him.
And whoever made Speed Hacks. Also,
I do believe that was many worse.
oh, that was many. Yeah, like
it was me.
yeah, like that era was because you had everything in between, you know? And I feel like people have focused a bit too much on the shorter format, because that was like the first thing that came up to your mind.
Also, keep in mind that shorter formats are easier to digest and easier to make. Especially when you want to make as many videos as possible. It's always you always want to make shorter stuff, so that's how it is. Because when you make something that's actually lengthy, it would take way too much time. Because you probably heard about people that spend like a year or 2 or 3 on a single project alone. So sometimes it's just better to make shorter stuff for to attract more people and keep the audience that you built up. Because that's how it was back then, and it's more so true nowadays with the algorithm.
That's true, but keep in mind that it's always quality over quantity. It's fine if you want to make as much videos as you can. What needs to be done is that you try to keep the same amount of a quality in each of videos. Because if you make videos just for the sake of making videos, it won't go very well. It's passion that comes first.
People will eventually notice what you're making, and it will shine a lot brighter in a stack of hay, like a diamond. So yeah.
That was a very nice example you gave right there.
Well,
Quite
yeah,
poetic, I may say.
I'm the smartest Gmodder too.
Yeah, there's the guy with the power vision. Anyhow, I believe we have said everything on this channel. We are very looking forward to his channel growing, and I do believe we can move on to our next subject. If you guys have anything else to add, yes.
I think we're good on that front.
I think we're good to go.
Anyway, we shall. Excuse me. We shall move on to our next subject. We are going to talk about a Gmod video that is What a Popio, it's made by someone who is more known than Alxium. It is 864 watts with his newest, not his newest videos, with one of his latest videos, Scrumpy Factory. Scrumpy Factory is obviously a reference to the Willy Wonka chocolate factory, made by a Willy Wonka, I believe the name is. And this video is about if you've seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, then you've seen this dream mode video. It's about a homeless scout who gets a ticket by accident to the Scrumpy Factory. He goes there, he takes the Chocolate Factory, but worst, I suppose. But then it turned out to be a dream all along, until he received a ticket to the Piss Factory. So I have yet some things to say about this video, but I'm gonna let you guys go first per usual. So, Awsum, would you like to go first?
Yeah, so I am pretty impressed with this video, and like even if it is El Toro and he's like kind of regarded as like pretty good and he's like quite popular, I've kind of felt for a while there was a bit of a repetitiveness to some videos, and with like the last few things he's created, that's been broken. I think we're no longer seeing that repetition of style, and Arturo's doing some really impressive things. Like there's a lot of like custom and like very out there things. Like he has like the whole Scrumpy factory that everything's made out of Scrumpy, and I imagine he probably made some of the map himself. I don't know for sure, but I know he has done that in the past.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's out of the question. Just things like that, like the extra effort he can go to with his abilities is really nice.
I'm sure it is.
And then his animations are pretty good too. They've always been quite smooth.
Yeah, his animation, they will still remaining on top.
Yeah.
Butane, your opinion on this video?
Well, I think Scrumpy Factory is a glorious video. I mean, I want to sort of go back on go off of what Awsum was saying. I've been watching El Toro's videos over the years, and it's good to see that his animation quality sort of increase over the years into like something I could never hope to match. But sadly, I've been disappointed with the majority of the content, because I can't even recall any of the things in his videos, really. I mean, they're just sort of TF2 based videos going from character to character. They have big pupils, funny faces, a lot of props in the background, and folk who either say one line or go all the time. And there's a bit of trend chasing. That being said, though, there are some videos that break the mold, and I think Scrumpy Factory is one of them. I mean, it's really, really good. I mean, it has a focus, is well put together, and I mean, sure, its premise is derivative of Roald Dahl, but I just really liked it, and where the prop building in his other videos, is just like goes nowhere. It actually comes in his favor in this video because the Wonka's Chocolate Factory is a fantastical place, and I really think the Scrumpy shrooms are fucking hilarious.
Sure is.
Whereas the thing is, it's a shame that Scrumpy Factory doesn't have as many views as his newest one, which is yet another one of those videos.
It doesn't?
And
Let me check.
And the thing is, all El Toro really needs is focus.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, most of his videos don't go anywhere anymore, and I just don't see that spark. But in these cases, like this video and see the Half-Life 1 mukbang video, that was fucking good too. I just, like, when he has a focus, he will put on a good show for you. I don't know what's happening for him in the background. Maybe he has to fight the algorithm to sort of heat and eat. But I mean, there are folk who clearly sort of watch his content and enjoy it. But the thing is, I just hope he enjoys making them.
Oh, absolutely. It's what always
Well, I'm
matters.
sorry if I'm scathing, but
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
I just
You-
want to see that spark, because that he has such good animation quality, and he's a fantastic animator. But like, what is there in his videos?
Yeah, I do agree with you there.
So
You,
yeah, Scrumpy Factory, lovely.
Yeah, I think you said it best. Unless I'm being wrong, I do believe I do believe the random videos that tends to take yes time to make, and I'm not saying as if it's a bad thing, but he's trying to make more content for his channel ever since he opened his Patreon, because when you have a Patreon, you want to give people what they want. You want to give them updates with stuff like this. So unless I'm wrong, I think he's trying to make more content also due to his Patreon. But yeah, I will take the stuff I have to say once it's my turn, because next, Erdamon, you will give your input on this video,
Yep.
if you please.
Yep. Naturally. I will definitely agree with Butane here that Scrumpy Factory has been some of the best Gmod that El Toro has put out recently, because I will agree that his video quality has kind of significantly gone down, as I'm someone who very much values tightly written, very good scripts, good plots, stuff like that. I kind of wish there was more there. I kind of wish there was something to go off of, rather than just randomly intertwined 30 seconds of a life of a TF2 character who gets replaced by another character and then goes to another character. Yeah, I think I basically share the same kind of viewpoint as Butane here. The focus would be very much appreciated, kind of with the Scrumpy Factory, where it's basically a really simple 2-minute story about Scout basically at brink of his life, having those weird trips where he imagines things because all people would give him, instead of money to live off of, he instead gets those random ass drinks and drugs, I guess, or something, and piss every now and then also. Which also the smooth wavy animation style plays well into. It's there's a lot of pieces that are there and they play together fantastically, and that factory interior, my god, that scene build is just fantastic. I wasn't even sure that you could make this much with just the Scrumpy bottle model. Most of the stuff that's there, it's just the Scrumpy bottle. It's fantastic.
Well,
But I do also think that talking about El Toro's animation style in general, as much as I really like it, and as much as I'm impressed that he's achieved this kind of thing in Gmod, I do think that it's also kind of his weakness, because that means that things that need to go faster, things that need to be snappier, things that need to have impact, they just don't have it. It's everyone is just flailing about, just it's they're drunk all the time, and it's really really flowy, really gooey, I guess you could say. For example, even in Scrumpy Factory, you can see this with this scene with the engineer and the pyro firing this trash cannon. I would imagine that that engineer should have hit the ground way faster and way harder, but instead it's oh wow, I just accidentally slipped out of my bathtub, but haha, that's okay because I am supporting myself all the way through. I just slipped slightly, haha, funny.
Oh yeah, about this kind of stuff because it happened.
I would love to see him break his back there. That'd be funny.
That's the best way to
snap that and put it on out of context, something.
Snap back to reality.
Oh, there goes gravity.
Oh no, we lost it once again.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'm gonna try to...
if I may add something, however,
go on.
I will say that to me, as far as El Toro scripts go, he peaked with Box of Cocks, and I kind of wish he made more videos like that one. Because Box of Cocks actually had a cohesive story, cohesive narrative all throughout, even though it was filled with like funny random. But still, at its core, it's TF2 mercs having a night like at the camping site, and they like open some ancient evil that should have never been awoken, and shenanigans ensue.
I'd like to throw in the Scouts Amazing Adventures series he made as well for that.
Oh yeah.
It's a 6-parter.
Oh yeah. I remember that one also.
I do believe the posts were went in. I do believe the videos were went in like orders. I mean, the release posts weren't.
It used to be a tennis, if I remember correctly, but the person who uploaded the other parts deleted their channel. I don't know why. Like, I don't think anyone knows why, but in any case, El Toro actually went the extra mile, and instead of like re-uploading videos, he just remade them from scratch, which was impressive.
I actually didn't know that.
That's good on him.
Yeah,
I didn't do that either.
here's a little bit of El Toro lore for you all.
Wow.
Why now?
I am mind blown right now.
Yeah, like I absolutely like
lore.
Yeah. So yeah, as much as I have some gripes with his works, I can't deny that he's definitely still trying his best. He's still trying. He's still got that effort going on, but it's just that the effort is being misplaced, I guess.
He's there to stay. Alright, thank you for your young input, Erdamon. So, your opinion?
Right, so it's hard because everything that I want to say was already said by the others, but I want to point two things out. This video was probably actually my favorite video of El Toro. I know the points that were raised by the others are interesting, but to me, this feels like the peak. Like, this is something that he should do often when he's not constrained by Patreon obligations. Because I feel like if he can go this hard, unrestrained and unbothered by time constraints, he can do something that's really, really, really amazing. Because look at how much effort that he went through to just make an entire new map and new models just for the joke. It's impressive, and not just that. And this is something that maybe doesn't really go that noticed. But other than Scout visibly having a red nose to indicate like he's like very drunk and tired, and like the blackness under his eyes, like he looks really sick, which complements with his expressions and his situation. The fact that El Toro specifically nailed Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka look for the DEMOMAN was really, really impressive. Like, down to the looks and mannerisms. And not just from expression, but the way that he even moves. It's just great. Like, every time I replay the video, I just notice these little tiny details down to the characters. And it's like a Christmas gift that keeps on giving. But the points that the others said about him maximizing his visual aspects and not really focusing much on storytelling is a good point. And it is true that it's probably because he's constrained by Patreon that he has to do it like every month or 2 months. But as I said, if he is completely unrestrained by the time constraints and all that, and by Patreon, and just takes his time as much as possible, I think he can outdo everything that he has ever done on his channel easily. He's got the skills for it, 100%.
Sure does. There's nothing that restrains him from doing such.
Exactly.
He's pretty much pushed by it.
I mean, look at those mushrooms. Look at those mushrooms. Look at the trees made out of just
They're
Scrumpy.
just so beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful and terrifying at the same time.
Would you have a wallpaper of this factory?
I wonder if you could take a bite out of it, or would shatter inside your mouth or something.
Well, you could, but it would probably make your Yevo explode.
Well, either that, or your mouth is just completely unusable by glass shards. that is if you don't get alcohol poisoning. Because to be fair, because DEMOMAN is built different.
Yeah, he's Scottish. Of course he is.
Nice to see that scotophobia running wild again.
Hmm.
Oh god! What a term, scotophobia.
It's a good thing we don't have a Scottish here. It would be pretty
Yes,
bad if
oh,
it was the case.
Oh god, that would give me nightmares. I want to.
Man, that would be awkward.
Oh god, that would be terrifying. Can you imagine that? That would give me a
I don't
scare.
want to. I don't want to. Always I will have
If I could
nightmares.
sum up that stereotype in a word, I would have to put my sun specs on. Cam, are you listening? I would say that stereotype is bollocks. Sorry, he wanted me to say bollocks, and there we go.
Yep.
Okay, Butane now.
There's the bollocks for the day.
Let's go.
Oh,
we hit the time limit. We hit the daily limit for bollocks.
Okay,
Exactly.
perfect. Now, all you need to do, Butane, is to point to the camera, then the camera is gonna pan to you, and then suddenly another Butane is gonna point to the camera, and it's gonna keep going on and on. Anyway,
Hey, I frequent Glasgow now. I can probably do that.
that would be awesome to have a Butane's version of this meme. I'm not asking Butane to recreate everything Gimme has done. Like, I'm not asking you to grab a bottle photo and then go to Ko and shout like, ah! I'm not asking you to redo this, of course.
What do you mean? Aren't those actual Scottish traditions? I'm baffled.
Designer drug ecstasy. Right, okay.
Flabbergasted.
Anyway, why Butane don't touch a bottle of water, or is it gonna start shouting? On my side, I don't have much to say because you guys have said what there was to say. Scrumpy Factory, it was awesome. It was honestly one of his best videos in a while. And like you said, my gripe with Aito is that his animation remains as good as ever. It's just that some of them don't feel very fun to watch. Like his most recent video, Wobble Backstabber, had the usual great animation, great background, and the Ragdolls were just. I don't even know what to say about the Ragdolls. I do believe the Ragdolls he made for this video were like custom made, or I'm not
I think
sure.
they were reskinned at least.
Yeah, something like this. But the Wobble Backstabber video, I didn't enjoy it really. I mean, the jokes were fine, I guess. Like the sniper playing this table game with a sniper rifle was funny. But the issue was that there were so many things happening at once that I couldn't really enjoy it. It felt like Angel was pouring a bucket of jokes on me, and I didn't have the time to catch a single one. I was being overthrown. I didn't really enjoy those said jokes. And this is why I think that Scrumpy Factory did it better than his other random XD video. Because here there was a story, there was some type of focus, and you weren't overwhelmed with the jokes. So yeah, that's my main gripe with the editor is that in his random videos, the jokes are funny, but there's just too many of them at once.
No vision.
Yeah.
Scrumpy Factory deserved better.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Right now I'm checking on his channel, and I do believe that Scrumpy Factory has like, yeah, it has a 700k views, and the Wobble Backstabber videos, it's almost at 1 million. I don't have an issue with people having preference, but I think Scrumpy Factory deserves as much as the previous one.
Yeah, it deserves much better. To me, it's probably my favorite Altaro video so far.
I don't know exactly when it was started the random XD type of videos. Maybe with a Walk Death and Scissors, but Walk Death and Scissors was fun because, again, it wasn't overfilled with jokes. I think it really started with Heavy Dreams that he made those videos with just random jokes all at once. There was a video that I don't see on his channel. Maybe it's like in a PS or something. It's one of those random videos. The only thing I remember about it is that the thumbnail is a parody of the two boy Jack pointing at something. And yeah, in this video, there's just so many jokes at once that you can't really enjoy it. But yeah, that's like with you guys, my gripe is that random doesn't always mean funny. And because of that, we have another topic before moving on to the question. It's what makes it's what makes a funny random video good. By that I mean there is many ways to describe a random videos, and some are doing it well, some are doing it wrong. If you have no problem with that, I'd like to start first on this subject. I think the issue I had with 8 Wars random videos is that I suppose I've seen so many of those that I wasn't really surprised. I mean, the jokes were good, but I wasn't really impressed or amazed. I think like it's stuff that I've seen so much that it didn't really grow on me much. If you ask me, someone who does very good random videos would be Crazy Scout Finn. I mean, he has this series going on, like the Bucket Sojo, which has an actual story and something actually going on, not just random. But his other videos, like that one video of the engineer winging a bear, or the nice pet videos, I actually like those videos despite being random. You see, I'm sorry, I should have prepared more on this subject. I think it's because it's more the type of stuff that a Crazy Scout Finn does. See, most of its videos, and even from the beginning, usually already random types. He does make sometimes videos with a story to it, like Bushman Rules, or even a Man-Mano Problem. But the rest of his videos are just random stuff, and those are good because it's stuff that he makes, that he knows of. And in these videos, you don't get overloaded with jokes. You can take jokes slowly, and you actually get interested in those videos. I don't really know about you guys. I think that Crazy Scout Finn does it better. And there is also another video I wanted to mention. It's Scout for the Scout by That Grey Coated Pony. You guys remember this video?
Oh yes.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, it is a good one. It still is. It's Scout for Grey Scout is my personal favorite random funny XD video, because I don't know. It's just good. The jokes are funny, like it was, but I guess there was more build up to it, and some became quite memorable. Like no, my devil home, and the infamous cappuccino. Those were very good. It was done before. Voice mixing can lead up to great thing, and it's what it did here. So, honestly, how to make a good random video? I'm not really sure how to answer. I guess random works better with people who aren't very well associated to Gmod. But I guess that what works is that you don't do too many jokes at once. You don't throw them all at once. You get people brief first, and you try to do something that hasn't been very done before. So, would you like to give your input?
Oh, there's the thing about low random. Comedy is an art, and yeah. Well, yeah, with comedy, comedy is kind of tough. Like at first, you think, yeah, it's easy to just do low random, right? And let's just go around and just make something that you think is funny and blast as many funny memes as possible. But there's still an art to it, because you still need to make sure that the jokes sync together and like you do a good build up. This is a little. It's not a Gmon video, but has anybody here watched Smiley Friends? When you look at their when you look at the way that jokes are structured, everything is usually built up to enhance the joke after another. And that's one of the key aspects to just making a good one of the key aspects, as I mentioned, to making a good low random video, because you can't just, as the name suggests, do something random. No, you gotta make sure that the jokes land and everything is built up properly. Like even comedy has a plot. even comedy, even LOL Random has some sort of mini plot going on. So when you think about that, keep that in mind. It brings an idea of what makes a good random video, well, good. That's just my 2 cents on it. I really don't have much to add that you, Scorpion, have already added enough. But, you know, that's what I had in my gigantic mind.
Well, it's a good thing you're putting that giant mind to good use. I'm going the bottom from top, so Erdamon.
Right. Well, I believe that this is the topic that we've kind of touched upon in other G-pods like plenty of times, so I'm gonna keep it short. Hot take. There are no truly good random videos. And there's also no true, like, random videos in general. The things people think of when they think, haha, funny random, just like, you know, they don't seem structured on the surface, right? Like, there is something that, there's like some planning that goes into it. Like Saow mentioned, Smiling Friends, great example. It seems like haha funny random, it seems like just weird setups that go nowhere, but then you get that payoff at the end. And I think that this is the big part of how you make a random video, like random in quotation marks. You got to have a payoff. If you have all those things, you have all those establishments, and you go nowhere, then like, of course it's going to feel unsatisfying. Of course it's going to feel unfocused. Of course it's going to feel, dare I say, bad.
Yeah,
Because you had no plan. It's like, if you're just stumbling around in the dark, then you're not going to get anywhere. That's all I can say.
Well, what can I say? The word that you just said right there, that was the one that was missing from my opinion. If there is no point, then it doesn't feel good, dare I say. I mean, yeah, those are crazy cool things videos. They're randoms, but by the end something happens. And even some of these random videos, they gave a both to like inside jokes, like the stop signs or the bus signs that are the funniest thing ever. It actually did something instead of just being there, because if you ask me, most of the random jokes in 8 words videos, we won't remember most of them. We won't like say them in a VC and then everybody else. But yeah, very good explanation, Erdamon. Butane, what do you have to say?
Well, I think probably the majority of things have already been said, but you know, you need to plan these things. Like oh, I'll just throw in a scout, a headbutt, and a chicken. I don't. Well, you know, you need to sort of plan it and have it be funny, because you can't just rely on these non sequiturs to sort of make up for your lack of humor. You know, plan, actually sort of do research and like how sort of random stuff can actually work for the story, rather than just have it be a distraction. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's really all I've got to say, to be honest.
I cannot really blame you. Once someone speaks, they can say everything that has to be said, and then you can just say, yeah, I agree with this statement.
Yeah.
I agree with this statement. But maybe also has something else to add?
Yeah, well, I mean, humor, as most things are, is subjective. So, what one person finds funny is not the same as the next. But I guess what I like to see, if something's going to be crazy off the wall, I like something with some structure. And as well as that, random can be good if it's more abstract than just random. I think you can definitely throw a lot of things together and have some kind of loose connection. It doesn't even have to be intentional. Sometimes people will make connections you never thought were there through your own work. But I'm a big fan. I know this isn't Gmod, but I'm quite a big fan of Raxo's animations. They're source filmmaker videos. But
You're a good example, yes.
example of what I'm talking about here, where you have a lot of things that are kind of just a bit mental, but there's almost like an overlying like theme to things, and you could reasonably maybe interpret things as having some kind of deeper meaning if you really wanted to get into that. And I like things like that where you can start thinking maybe there's more than meets the eye here, rather than he just made a funny noise, you know.
Yeah, I suppose those videos did best at doing a Gmod golden area because Gmod was a new thing and people weren't used to this type of content. So maybe it's just me. I mean, do you guys agree with this? Do you think that random videos were working the best at the Gmod golden area, or do you think they can still do great now?
Still be great as long as folk plan it.
Yeah, I mean,
So
if
to have it work for the video, Sorry, Erdamon.
Yeah, no, sorry. But yeah, if anything, like the most popular Gmod channels right now, like ST Black, like Dr. Lau, like if anything, they're a testament to the fact that people like still crave random that seemingly has no point. But the quality of the videos aside, it's like, yeah, like, of course they're still popular. Of course people still like them. Like, I don't know, like, where did that came from? Like, how are these those videos not popular?
It's weird to be like that sometime. So, nothing else to say on the random videos.
None for me.
I do believe we have said what's needed to be said. So, if it's fine by everyone, we shall then move on to chat questions.
Let's go! Chat time!
Chat time indeed. Our very first question is, it's asked by a nobody. The person has to remain anonymous, so we're gonna keep him anonymous. The first question from a man is, what do you think of a Gmod RG? So, who would like to speak? I'm gonna pick Erdamon. Your opinion on the Gmod RG?
I saw Gunslinger NG Pro 2009. It was fine for the first couple of videos, and then I lost track. The problem with those ARGs in general to me is that because people are trying to keep them the most cryptic thing ever, they'll never let you know if they're still working, if they're still alive, if they're still going to continue the narrative or anything like that. That's kind of why I preferred that on Twitter with the sun vanished and the other one where the guy rents a lake house and there's weird egg cult or something. I don't know. It's just it doesn't work for me as a YouTube video format. It's kind of weird.
I get your point.
And besides, most of Gmod arcs are the samey type of thing. Ragdolls are alive. Ooh, the player is actually evil. Ooh, wah, wah, wah.
Oh, my game is haunted. Oh god.
In any case, that's my take on that.
Yeah, I'll interject a little. It won't take that long, but ARGs require a lot of planning, and most Gmod ARGs are kind of not that great because they focus on a specific format. They don't go creative with the ideas. They just go for the most basic, terrifying thing about Gmod. Ooh, the game is haunted, and that's about it. Which people get boring about it, but that's about it.
And you, Butane?
Well, I mean, I don't really go seeking these ARG things. It's just sort of a magnet for other folk to talk about, really. And what is the content? Just ragdolls getting up of their own accord, or oh my god, please don't remove me. Please don't pose me in ragdoll mover. No.
No.
Okay.
Please don't make me have a sex with the cardboard cow.
Not the cardboard's TF2 cow. No.
But yeah, you were saying a Butane.
Yeah. There's not really much for me to say about these things, to be honest. Because I don't go seeking them out, and they're not really on my radar. But I just
It's
make
not your cup
something
of
for
tea,
yourself,
basically.
not like just make something that is. I mean, if you want to do horror, make it fresh, really. But ARGs, sort of a magnet to try and get other folk talking about you.
Yeah.
And also, how does one sort of make the channel like on the spotlight in the first place? It has to be like sort of someone's alt account, and then they have to sort of big up that channel, saying, "Oh my god, look at that channel! That's a spooky channel." That, and then, "Oh my god, that channel's spooky. Let's talk about it."
Yeah, I think you said it best.
Yeah.
It's not your cup of tea, basically.
Nah.
Nah.
Not
Alright.
white.
And what about you, Awesome?
I mean, yeah, I don't like. This is kind of sparking from like the Gunslinger Pro dude, which I've not watched any of that stuff,
Mm.
and I never really felt like I wanted to, so I'm not particularly fussed. I guess I think it's a flawed method of trying to tell a story. I think it's a lot easier if you just tell a story outright than try and hide a story in something that doesn't look like a story.
Yeah. On my part, I've seen quite a bunch of Gmod OG. The first one was a Gunslinger Pro, and then there was Bad Water something. I don't really remember. I think these two are doing it the best. Both are about the DPOs are doing some very nasty, being a baddie, while the Ragdolls are sentient. And I think both are doing it at best. There was nothing really else to say. It's not necessarily scary, but I do like the vibe that these videos gives off. Like right now on the Gunslinger Pro channel that hasn't uploaded in a while, everybody is concerned for the spy. We don't know what has happened to him. And on these last videos, Heavy literally got his neck snapped, which was a pretty uncanny, to be honest. And Badwater, I haven't checked his stuff in a while, but I know that he's making a more stuff than Gunslinger. And I do like the storyline that he's making with the scout entering some kind of a white void that could be some type of protection or something of the sort. I did have checked some other OG, but I feel like the other OG are doing what Badwater and Gunslinger are doing the most, which is either an entity is in Garry's mod, or the PO is actually demonic, or the Ragdoll is actually trying to kill the PO. This type of stuff. But I think they're fine if you don't go too much over the top. If your video is just I'm gonna enter this secret base and then there's a jump scare, the video cuts off, there's a glitch, then I won't have much interest for it. Build up is important, people.
Yeah.
Yeah, extremely important.
So important. Anyway.
Next, we have a pretty short question coming from a troll Otis tree. Is there a community for a newbie like me to join, like a Discord group or something?
Boy, do we have news for you.
Oh god. We have fantastic news, don't
Have
we?
you heard of the Gary's Mod animation workshop Discord server by any chance?
Sure,
If there's still some people that would like to look into the Gmod animating community, and they don't know where to start, that server is a pretty great start. I believe we've linked it a couple of times somewhere, like around House of the Gmodders YouTube channel, I think.
Do we have a permanent link?
I'm not sure, but
I'll post the temporary one here. If that's okay. If I won't get sort of
you can,
blocked by the system.
But yes, this is a pretty good place to go off of. It's got very good assortment of skilled Gmodders. It's got a good assortment of beginners who would be cool to exchange ideas with and like kind of improve alongside with. There's good moderation. There's plenty of tips, plenty of tricks. So yeah, I can definitely recommend that place.
Come here, we will welcome you with a big spread arms.
Mm-hmm.
So, Next. Our next question is from a Data 105Z. Ever made a video that you ended up hating but that everyone else likes? Who am I gonna pick to start? Awesome. Would you like to start on this?
Yeah, sure. So, I'm not sure if I do have something like this. I think I've got a couple of videos that I really hate, and I've put them on unlisted, and I think they were proper bad. I don't think there was anything of any merit to them that people found funny. I think they were just straight up not good. Anything that people have enjoyed that I've made, I think I also do.
I think I recall a video that you made that is now unlisted. It's the vicious cycle of Sunjin, I think it is.
Oh.
Unlisted.
I missed that. I think that should stay public.
Oh, then I got it wrong. My bad.
Let me just double check that.
Yeah.
While you check that, sorry, so you can go next.
Yeah. In the meantime, there are many older videos that I made that I absolutely despise. There's a video that I haven't heard any hate for, but I personally don't like. Thinking or like going back to it just gives me the shivers. It's the Q&A that I made. I didn't like the way that I did that one. Looking back, I feel like I could have done better in terms of voice acting, and some of the lines are terrible. And not just that, there's also the I think I made a master an entry to the Doge Spoys collab thing. If anyone knows what that collab was. It had Master Chief on it, and I think I did a terrible job at animating Master Chief. He was way too stiff, and it just infuriates me. But other than that, no, I think the newer videos that I made, I'm very much proud of, and that's about it.
Then again, it's like, but everyone else likes. So what do they like about it?
I think it's just now that I think about it, maybe they liked the humor around it at the time. You know, it's still a decent video. Maybe I'm a little too hard on myself, but you know, I'm just that kind of person. I look back on the things I made and I have to go like, yeah, I feel like I could have done much better in hindsight. You know, but that again, that's just my two cents. And you know, there's always this tiny little worm that crawls along my mind, telling me your videos are horrible, you suck.
Yo, Jordan, so fake.
Yeah, oh god. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on it, and that's all I have to say.
Alright, Erdamon.
I've grown to absolutely despise the first episode of Through the Night, and I'll never get over the fact that, like, I am trying to swallow my pride and, like, not make that video unlisted so bad.
Oh, hey, come on. It had amazing voice acting by me, which is absolutely terrible.
No, that was episode 2. Like, episode 2 I can still see some value in. Episode 1 is irredeemable. I hate it.
Yeah, look, episode 2 is great because I I animated some parts of it, so of course it's great.
Of course, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, no, whoever's watching this, don't watch that. Don't watch that video. You probably will. I'm probably, like, encouraging you at this point.
We get it.
But, this warning.
But please don't go to episode 1 and listen to the heavy voice of the cop. It's so bad.
I'm gonna do that right away. Hey, at least you didn't ask your French judge to voice the French judge in the entry to the first time to collab, right? Right?
Oh god, why did he have to link it? He linked it.
I will personally fly to Texas and slap you. I swear to God.
The absolute mad lad. Oh my god.
Golden based much. But yeah, about you saying that you were tempted to unlist it because you cringing at it.
I can no longer unlist it because Cammy just linked it to the dozens of people in here. So yeah, that video is not going away anytime soon.
Remember Do not kill the portfolio that is cringe. Kill the port that's cringe. Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah, too bad the cringe part is
Kill the
too
part that
powerful.
cringes, and you shall be free. Anyway, that's all I gotta say on that.
And what about you, Butane? A video that you really dislike, but everybody love.
Je ne regrette rien. No. Sonic the Face fuck. Why not?
Okay, you say.
Well, the thing is, I think probably like if it's Gmod, then it's probably Shash or Prarp. I
Hmm?
mean, it's just a few frames, really. I mean, it was.
What is this about exactly?
It's basically a Cess Sauce meme,
Oh.
but I mean, it's sort of derivative of another work. And there were a few, like in the distant past of the Butane Boss library. I think it was just after I changed my name from EDS the Blondehead. But yeah, there were some videos that I sort of had other sort of other YouTubers' sonas in. I did feel a bit sort of parasitic doing that, and yeah, I just. I mean, I don't know if other folk like it because I mean that's the basis of the question, but you know. So it's probably either Shasha Prop, that, or Sonic the Facefuck, because I mean Sonic the Facefuck is my most viewed video because of the fucking algorithm.
How unlucky.
Like 210,000 views. Why?
Because Fundy.
Because why? Oh, why? Because why indeed? The life goes on.
Yeah. I mean, we
That's
all
fair.
live and learn, you know?
Yeah, we
Hanging on the edge of tomorrow, yeah.
we're all hanging by a thread
From the words
from
of yesterday.
Oh yeah, babe.
We might as well,
I don't know how the song goes, but
we might as well have a podcast that is just us doing gay karaoke at some
Well,
point.
here's an idea for the next April Fools.
oh yeah, I'd love to do that.
My
That would be
dearest
fun.
Anyways.
brother in the chat, brother, is reminding me of Play Chess. I like that. It's my second video I ever made. I don't know if anyone else has seen it, but well,
Are you talking about
yeah,
old
I do
videos?
like Play Chess because it is part of my history, and that's my second video. You know,
Excuse me, you mentioning an old video?
yeah, Play Chess.
A nuclear test site, huh?
Oh come on, we're gonna have to explain this to the chat.
Well, we won't.
We
We'll
don't
keep
have
them-
the time for that, don't we?
Yeah,
No,
we keep them in the dark.
Yeah, we probably need to move on.
And on my side, there is one video that I've unlisted that was pretty popular, but it was because it was an entry to a big collab. It was the Waxo Dispenser collab. It's one of my most viewed videos, but as for now, it's unlisted, and this video isn't great. I mean, unlike the other entries, there wasn't much build-up, much creativity, so it was a very bland entry. And it got me lots of views, subscription, likes, but now I can't really go back to it, so I'm gonna keep it unlisted now. And Kami cannot blackmail me by posting the link because he does not have it, as far as I know. But yes, that was videos that we weren't proud of. The next question coming from
hold
the
on.
man.
Before we, I should
Yeah.
confirm that the vicious cycle of Suijin was never taken off public and is still on YouTube for everyone to view.
Okay, well, you go watch it. It
Just advice for people, you know, just don't be ashamed of your sort of old content. You know,
absolutely
just
not.
I mean, just take it as a learning step. You don't need to sort of hide. I mean, if it has sort of offensive stuff in it, then yeah, probably. But I mean, if it's just leave it up, even if it is cringy, because you know you can learn from it, and other folk can see how far you've come.
You know,
Yeah, Butane's right. Do not be ashamed of yourself.
I think I have all the rights to be ashamed of my video because I'm not going to be younger than this. I tried to do a, it was in 2017 or something for context. I was a teen, edgy teen back then, but basically there was a scene with a spy trying to stab a sniper, but he was holding the knife backward, and I tried to do some voice mixing here. I'm apologizing for this, it's going to be very stupid, but what I tried to do is have the spy saying, "I have autism." It was very stupid, very cringy, and it's the reason why I want to keep this video on yesterday.
Yeah.
Even Through the Night had better jokes. And honestly,
Yeah.
Through the Night is more watchable. Anyways,
There is-
moving on to... Yes,
It's just
Butane?
like there's a phrase that has stuck with me, and it's by You Got a Phone Number, is "You do not have to be ashamed of yourself." That's it.
Thank you, you got phone
Sorry, I just
number
wanted to stick that in.
for being the casual messiah that you are. Our next question from MrTheShadowon. Is a storyboarding AI favor for Gmod animation that have a story behind it? I'm gonna start off with Butane.
Oh, I mean, I'm probably the wrong person to ask because
Oh.
I probably never. I haven't even storyboarded ever in my Gmod. I mean, I should. I mean, the only thing I've come close to storyboarding is how I do Gmodding now is that I form the audio first. That's like sort of my sort of cue. So I count the frames, I animate, and then if it's not realistically viable, like sort of audio length wise, I can sort of go back into the audio and then sort of change this up. You know, so it's kind of like a conversation between visual and audio to get it right. I mean, I had to sort of do that for, say, the line JC, because that sort of relied on being within 2 minutes. So, yeah, probably not in the way of storyboarding, but that's it. It comes that close. I should really sort of storyboard, but I do sort of know how it can be seen in my head. Probably the wrong way to do it, but hey ho.
No, it's in that case, is there anyone here who has worked with a storyboarding before? I mean, a storyboard.
Not really. Not really. So far, I've mostly done scripts.
Well, in that case, are you guys planning to ever do that?
Not sure. Maybe like there's some really high concept visual that I need to nail down first before I actually animate it, but I'm not sure. Probably not.
Well, I mean, storyboarding is fantastic when you're making something that's a bit lengthy and more involved, so you can figure out a way to make it all work out. You can storyboard normally by just drawing the concepts, but I found it's more helpful to just pose it in Gmod itself, so you know how it would work visually. Anyways, it's a lot faster than just drawing, anyways. So. That's the idea. It's a great thing if you're making something a lot more involved or you're doing a project with multiple people.
Yeah, and for the West who hasn't spoken, and that being awesome. Are you planning to make a use of storyboard anytime?
I think I probably should, but as of now, I have not.
Same here. I either stick to a script or notes or just keep things in my head, but storyboard, it would be best for something that will involve a very specific pose or animation. I think storyboard is perfect for like a fighting animation. And speaking of a fighting, our next question from a Kamiflage. Who do you think would be a good teammate for you in Watched Collab 2? I mean, Watched Combat Collab 2. Awesome, would you like... No, actually... Yeah, Awesome, would you like to start first?
I think this is quite a long list. I would like to learn from a lot of people and work with them. Yeah, I wouldn't name names because that would be like picking favorites, but there's a lot of people that I really would love to work with, and if it's not through Rush Collab 2, I'll find another way.
Yeah, it's kind of... it was kind of like in a previous podcast, the question, who, if you could have chosen a partner for the collab, who would that have been? It's kind of like this. Butane.
I mean, it comes back to that sort of whose interests do I align with more? Like, it depends on how the Rush Collab 2 is going to be set up, like, you know, how, like, if it's going to be sort of set up the same way, or there'll be, like, sort of moments when we'll sort of have, like, just collab with another person. I
Let's
think
hope.
generally, if I were to collab with another person, then probably someone who sort of gets my humor and I get theirs, and our interests align. But I really don't want it to be a one-sided thing. If so, Rush Collab 2 is a sort of one-sided thing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Picking your
Depends who
picking
we
your
click with the most. Okay, Kamiflage is forcing us to name names. Fine. Top of my head, miss your hair.
Ooh,
Oh.
a daring pick, I see. Oh.
An amazing pick. Oh, actually,
I would love to work with you guys.
I mean that's a given. Hell yeah. Actually, I do have a teammate that I have in mind.
Where you can go next, though. Who would
Yeah,
that
okay.
be?
Two actually. Either Sack or Merciless. Honestly, I'd work with any of you, but here's the thing. I haven't worked directly with Sack or Merciless before, and I really, really, really want to. I feel like I can click with them, and I would improve upon my knowledge in making action style animations if I work with both of them, since they're really, really good at it. And I feel like I'd have a lot of fun working with them. So that's my general consensus on that. If you're listening to this, hit me up.
Please notice me.
Please notice me.
And you, Erdamon, who would be the
Well-
perfect teammate?
Well, of course, just like, you know, be nice. I would absolutely love to work with anyone that's in this room here with us, right? All of you guys would be perfect partners, I think.
Are you
But if I were to
also
take someone
mentioning-
from outside this room, I'm gonna name drop Sanguine right now.
Hell yeah.
Because I feel like because I don't have too much experience with fight scenes, I would really like to work with someone who's already been doing this kind of thing, so that I could learn a thing or two, basically.
You just want someone to voice a woman.
That too, maybe. And I also want someone who would like align the interests with me of like, and the interests being beating the shit out of Ethan. I think we would vibe in this.
Yeah, I can see you and Sanguine working together.
Yes. Penguin and Erdamon teaming up to kick Ethan's ass.
Yes, you hear that, Awesum? You hear that,
I
Awesome?
can't believe you've done this.
We are going to beat you to death.
Oh, man.
Awesome
The
noob.
thing is, like, there are different combinations, like, in our sort of circle of Gmod folk that, like, it's like our pairing can be a Gmodder in and of itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Sort of a partnership, however, like, sort of, like, for one video or, like, a few, then so interests kind of align and they can be exaggerated in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that could work well, like sort of work for each other's strengths and make something unique, like more unique than the sort of the constituent parts.
Yeah.
Look at me getting pretentious and deep.
Oh, you using big
oh,
words.
You
posh
be-
moron! How dare you? How dare you? be
Oh
pretentious.
yes, interests align.
Yes, look at you putting on the big boy pants.
How quaint!
Hopefully not shitting them.
Yeah.
Eat shit.
Young man,
Yeah, in any case, that's
pull
me.
your pants up. Anyways, on my side, we'll just check for you guys. I'm excited between working with someone in this room or someone who is experienced in animating fights. Personally, if it were for the person I'm fighting, I think it would be fun to have honestly Sohald and Spike, because Sohald does some really good fighting animation, and maybe he could teach me things or two about fighting animation. And if I had to pick like, a teammate or someone for maybe fun. I can't really name anyone. Awsum Noob, Butane, Erdamon, Saow. All of you guys would fit great, and even people that are outside of this VC.
It depends what you want to sort of make a video about.
Well,
So
my
maybe,
next
like, if it's fighting, then yeah, maybe sort of Sanguine, Sohald Spike. But if you want sort of a humorous thing, then maybe sort of look for another person to sort of collab with. It depends what you want to make, really.
See, my idea in mind for my next entry would be something a mix of a serious and a comedy gag. You got some genuine fighting, you got some genuine fight, and at some point my sniper just, I don't know, pulls out a boring boy and throws it on his adversary, something like this.
My interlude by being a HIMIK-MAN. I want to recommend Bid personally. If you're looking for someone that's humorous but also able to pull out really fast-paced and interesting-looking animations to work with, I highly recommend Bid. He's a really good collab partner. Very helpful, very supportive. I really recommend them.
Bid is the man who didn't meant to cut you.
Yeah. Oh, just one thing. Subscribe to Bid, everybody.
Yeah.
Subscribe to Bid.
We linked it in the stream chat. Subscribe to Bid.
Subscribe to Bid, everybody.
Remember,
engineer.
We love you, Bid.
Bid is a chad because he defeated Viggar by spanking his ass. No, that's
right.
That's some respect.
Hot.
Hot. Very hot.
Very sexy. Gone wrong.
Our next question from none other than Viggar.
Viggar.
Viggar, we did ask a question for the G podcast, man. We missed you, man. Anyways, his question is, excluding the tools like a stop motion hypo and Ragdoll removal, what are some add-ons that are absolutely life-saving? Who would like to go first?
I'll give way.
So,
I guess I can really quickly answer. In this state, I don't really think that we need much else. Like, Ragdoll Mover is covering for Advanced Bone Tool. SMH is the best it's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess fading doors is kind of like, I've kind of found a lot of uses for it recently, but other than that, yeah, no, we're good.
I have one more. Yeah, I'll have one more though, and it's a small thing, but it's really really good. It's there's a tool for I think doing the toggling the shadow command where you could go and I don't think that's the right name for it, but it makes it so that you don't have to do the command where you take a barrel, put it in a dark corner, and turn off the shadows. You can just do it instantly with the tool, and it's amazingly helpful. And that's just my 2 cents on it. And it's really good. It's a minor thing, but it's really helpful. But as the others said, SMH and Ragdoll Mover are more than enough.
And what about... Wait, I believe you wanted to speak first, Oda? Oh.
No, I've said everything I wanted to say on that topic.
And you, Butane?
Well, I think the submaterial tool has been really, really good for me. It saves you from having to sort of make hexes of models. You can just fire in a VMT, a VTF, and then just like copy the link and then splat it onto an existing model, and it will work. You don't have to faff around with hexes. I mean, I've been making some reskins for, in Say the Line JC, I've made my own sort of Adam Jensen and sort of Deus Ex Invisible War reskins for the existing Deus Ex models. And I have made some special reskins for X-Over. So, I hope to sort of use it more in future. But yeah, big thank you to... fuck. I'm going to have to look up his name because it's a right and justice thing. Thank you to... I forgot your name. Someone Babylon. I'm going to have to...
Maybe while you look up the name, we could ask the opinion to someone else. Like, I don't know. So, did you say anything you wanted to say?
Actually, there's one more. I forgot to mention.
Oh,
The tool
what a
that
twist.
yeah, what a sudden twist!
Push
Human rockets.
64.
How dare I? But yeah, okay, yeah, that's the name of the guy that Butane was supposed to say. But
Yeah.
what I want to say, yeah, well, thank you, great work. The tool that I mentioned earlier was actually the set lighting origin, which is also the name of the command. But there's another tool that I really love. Okay, other than Fizzgun Undo, which is essential, and the advanced lighting entities, those are essential too, and the advanced cameras. Ragdoll stretch is very good, especially when you're doing, when you do something like smearing. It's to me, it saved the parts of the entry that I'm doing with bid. It's essential. I think I used it way back. Do you remember a video that I made called Booger?
I do remember that one, yeah.
Booger's classic.
Yeah, the classic Booger. Yeah, I used it for the engineer. I think I made him into a vagineer. I don't remember, but yeah, but I used him used Ragdoll stretch on him to make him look taller or something, or to make his hand stretch, and it was really valuable because you can't really do that with normal Gmod. So yeah, I highly recommend that if you're gonna do funny stretching or smearing. Smearing is really good to do in Gmod if you know your way around. I think it really does a good job with it.
It's great to save life. I also want to try your smears in the future videos. It took something quite simple to do, not necessarily over the top. But anyways, awesome.
Yeah,
What-
so I think just I'm gonna drive on about Fizzgun Undo because I think quite early on someone mentioned it in chat about undoing Ragdoll Mover because the Fizzgun Undo works with Ragdoll Mover.
Yeah,
And-
it does, yeah.
Oh, does it now? Interesting.
It does indeed, yes. So it is very useful for that alone. Yeah, it's quite simple. It just you can undo a movement you've made, but I think we're all quite used to having undo buttons in our software, and Gmod doesn't have one, except for the undo button that deletes things, and that's not what you want.
That's true. And on my side, I don't know, I guess that the life-saving add-on of the face poser with fix that replaced the giant wing with a square. It's not much, but it's really good. It makes the face posing more tolerable. And if I had to mention one add-on for fun, it would be Ragdoll Warp. It's not a proof animation at all, but it's a funny add-on. So, any other add-ons that comes to mind?
No, I think we just listed the essential ones.
think that's-
Honestly,
I think we're good to go.
I think so, yeah. I do believe it's... actually, I was going to say that it would be the end of the podcast, but we just received another question from... Holy shit, it's not other than LY Scorpion who's asking us a question in chat. Hey, guy, hey, man, how you doing? It's been so long. What's your question?
Oh, it's Lost Scorpion.
Oh my god, it's Sohald Spike! I can't believe he's made it here.
oh god, our greatest
Video
fan,
from
Lost Scorpion.
2021. I need a moment, you guys. I can't believe my friend asked me a question. Oh man, my heart. Okay, who would actually play first? I don't know. Awsum, maybe. What's your favorite video for 2021?
Oh god, see, I'm not very good with time, so I don't even know what a 2021 video is a lot of the time. I think actually hold on, let me double check.
Look, we're gonna be a while.
Yeah,
Me too.
We don't have the time for that.
I have no idea. They're all good.
Would you like to
That's
check?
what-
Yeah, they're all good. I mean, there's obviously tasty cools, but there's also the entries for the talent show collab. There's so much good stuff that was put out in 2021 that I think it would be disingenuous to just pick one
We truly live in a new golden age of Gmod.
We truly live in a society.
Oh god, are we really gonna do the One Piece thing? The golden age of Gmodders!
Okay, Erdamon, perhaps you have a favorite video of 2021?
I can't believe y'all forgot about Rushed Combat Collab, baby! I can't believe you guys forgot about that one. That's like the best video ever.
Well, that's true, but is there an entry in particular that...
Yeah, and
you have
like
a favorite?
if I were to pick one entry from that collab, it would have been Grinders, because it's just been so crisp, so good, fantastic.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Very good. If I were
It's
to
a big
pick,
issue.
if I were to pick any video outside of that, I think my video where I do a very shitty impression of Albert Wesker, that was a very good one. Yep, that was the best one ever. Not even a human video.
me a neg.
Yes. And that's basically my answer here. There you
And what about you, Butane?
Probably Tasty Cool's 9. Yeah.
Fair enough.
But I mean, I really did like Viggar's entry for talent show.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I was really happy to voice for it.
Oh yeah, you showed the evoke some now iconic
Yeah,
guys.
it was really good to see his work in progresses sort of stitched together, and I just love it, you know?
Yeah, Viggo show gave us the two iconic videos in 2021, being the fighting entry and the talent show collab. Both videos are now iconic, and we both will say the lines all the time.
Shall I say the line?
Go on, Butane, everybody's rooting for you.
Just say the
This
line, Butane.
button-
Yeah!
This food!
Fish food!
Right, okay.
God damn it. It's all good, Butane. You being the comedic genius that you are. On my side, my favorite videos of 2021, there's actually two videos that are my personal favorite. The first one is from the fighting collab, and I'm surprised that nobody mentioned it. It's Gary the Jacordo versus Curbins. This
Oh,
was
yeah.
I bet they.
Club Bins!
Clubbins clubbing into the club!
Frog,
To the club!
you kid, Mr. Yay. Oh!
I just like how from that little interaction we've already all just headcanoned the fact that Mr. Yellow and Gary the Gmodder are like the best friends.
Yeah.
It just came out of nowhere.
Oh,
It's because they're both yayo, you know?
How evil! Clubbins is incredibly evil. He would club us all.
Well, what can I say? We better watch our back from a sniper cake. I mean, Curbins. And my second favorite video of 2021 is from Entrandrayak. It's Demo Soap. It was, wait, was it from 2021 or am I saying something wrong? I haven't.
2021.
I have a dog, let me check. Yes, December 2021. Demo Soap was very good. It was, I don't know how to put it. It was a story Gmod video, and I don't know, it was just so great. I mean, the jokes were funny, the voice mix was good, and it's just Dayak doing Dayak stuff.
Well,
Dayak does some very good stuff.
yeah, it helps that it's soap opera. It's a concept that's not really done in any Gmod video ever. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, it has that originality to it.
Mm.
So
That too.
yeah.
Now, I only hope that the soap demo, I only hope that the soap demo doesn't get maked like Heavy's Dead was.
I don't want to see the age of soap operas being made in Gmod. That would be terrible. Can you imagine? I'm suffering through TV shows having stupid soap operas every time I turn on the TV. Can you imagine just opening YouTube and finding a swarm of Gmod soap operas?
I bet we could make.
You know what I'd like to see?
What?
Soap!
Soap.
Oh no! You said every soldier's main in chat just went, we're not moving right now. Great job to you guys. You just freezed a bunch of persons who were just watching the stream. Are you proud of yourself?
Incredibly proud. Yes, I am at the top of.
We've now
I'm
turned into a black triangle on a soldier's mouth.
Well, yeah. I think that with many people in the chat being fools for a very long time, would be a good time to wrap up this podcast. What do you say?
Yeah.
I
Right.
had an incredible amount of fun.
Oh, so have I. If I may, I must.
It was
I'd like
fantastic.
to grab the mic for a moment. I'd like to thank everybody for coming for my first time as a host. It was a fun but also nervous experience. But I'm glad I was with you guys for this podcast because you're people that I'm pretty close to.
Oh, thank you, Scorp. You
Yeah.
kicked ass as a host,
Mm.
and
you
you guys
You
are
did
great.
pretty well for your first time.
You
Yeah,
guys
boy.
are flattering
You kicked
me.
ass. We kicked ass. Everyone here kicked ass.
We kicked ass.
Oh,
That's what matters.
I should kick your fucking ass!
Yeah.
To the powers that be for bringing me back again.
Anyway,
I am-
Oh, sorry, so you wanted to say?
Yeah, I'll say this. It's been a while since I've been on a G-bot, so
Oh, same.
I'm utterly thankful for this opportunity, and it's been really, really fun.
I'm thankful that you joined us, so...
Yeah, and I'm really thankful for the guys that stick with us till the end. You guys are you guys in chat are great.
You guys are very patient with me as a host.
And they were really fun.
Hey.
Chat was really good with us, and we had so much fun, didn't we, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, we sure did. Again, I'm not gonna say the name of everyone, but I would like to give a huge shout out to all the people who made posters. I can't believe we had this amount of posters, but I'm very thankful for it. And I'm very also shout out to Sunky for making an intro in a CUPCAKE instead, but it's a good intro still. So, do you guys have anything else to say?
All right, just one more thing.
Yes.
I think I mentioned it before, but I do have commissions open, so if anyone's interested, I am here.
Go commission Saow right now. You were saying you guys
also,
to subscribe to Bit before, and now you're going to commission Saow right now.
Also, MsSoara, the one, she also made a poster for this. She also has commissions open. I think, right?
Yes, she does.
I believe so, yes.
Okay,
alright,
I'm
so
gonna link her Twitter.
Yeah. So commission her too, if you like the poster.
Everybody like the poster.
Of course they do. Would kill them if they didn't.
A nuke would. And
In any
outside of
case,
Saow-
we hope to see you on the next next podcast. Oh, got him.
Butane, Awsum, do you have something to say before we close this podcast?
Don't shit yourself.
You can't tell me what to do.
Nah, just I know it's been like sort of a shit time, but just I mean, it's been hard, these sort of past few years, but no one blames us,
I feel like this podcast is gonna help me to motivate myself to actually work on my stuff. I think it's gonna be the same for everyone here.
Yeah.
Before we conclude, I'd just like to say that all these sandwiches have cheese in them.
No way.
No way.
No way.
Impossible. Fake.
And you, Awsum, anything you'd like to share? I suppose not. Yeah, I just forgot to thank someone. I just wanted to say thank you for Sanai. She wasn't the streamer for this time, but I'm just glad that she was able to help us. Anyways, that was the G Podcast 21, and we're looking forward to see you people on the next G Podcast 2022. I mean, 22, my bad. It should be about the Time Show Collab 3. Anyways, thank you.
Panel for streaming.
We would like to thank PenolAkushari for streaming this podcast.
Penol, you are based!
Damn right. Take care, everyone.